Hello and welcome to this edition of Kids Zone, the Christian education moment designed for the entire family. For the past couple of weeks we've been talking about the theme, it's personal, and talking about how our relationships and our connection with Jesus Christ and with God is a personal one. How we demonstrate our faith, whether we are showing how much we believe in God because we trust in the one that we cannot see, but the one that is able to do so many things for us. We are personal with our service to God and how we give back to God and give back to the world, showing that we are Christians and ones that are marked by God and ones that can show a significant sign in the world and be an example of hope, light, and love. Well, today I want to talk about is being personal in the way how we communicate with God and how we talk to God. In the Bible, there are so many examples of when people are talking to God and either through prayer or conversation, and they call out to God, or they prayed or had a moment when they encountered God or met God. And it shows us that we can talk to God in many different ways. And I'm thinking particularly about the time when Jesus was in the garden and he prayed to God right before one of the most important times in his life in this place called Gethsemane. It's a garden or an area, and Jesus went to that area to talk to God. And it teaches us that we can find our own spaces, our own private spaces, or places that will give us a connection, or places that are private or places that are pretty, that we might be able to go to God and connect to God for ourselves. What's so beautiful about what Jesus did for us is that Jesus' purpose, one of his purposes on earth, is that he came so that we might have access or be able to connect or have a communication or call with God ourselves. So think about your own cell phone device or your own way of communicating. Each one of us has cell phones, each one of us has a computer or some type of way that we can talk to one another or call whomever we like. Well, God works with us in very similar ways. We all have access to God, and we have our own methods of ways of contacting God. So you can pray inside church, you can pray at home, you can pray at school, in your car, on the school bus. You can even talk to God through writing. There's so many different ways that you can talk to God. Each one of us can have our own conversation with God and talk to God in our own way. Wow. The one thing that you have to do is just start talking and start communicating with God. And people may say, oh, look, are you talking to yourself? No, you're communicating with God because your conversation, your relationship with God is personal. Oh my gosh, this past week I met a beautiful young lady by the name of Alexis. And she gave me such great ideas about what it is to be colorful and creative and to be able to talk to God and to be able to be individual and personal, because God creates us all unique, and that we each have our own place on this earth, and that we each can talk to God in our own ways when we have a situation in our lives. So don't wait. Don't think that you're by yourself. I know this might be a tough time for some people and trying to adjust back together, and we are there to reach out for you. We're here to talk to you. But if you cannot get in touch with us, you can talk to God for yourself. You can pray and ask God for clarity, ask God to help you, ask God for strength, ask God to give you courage, ask God to help you, whatever you need. God is there for you. I'm going to find my phone right now, and I may just even use an example and act like I'm talking to God if it feels uncomfortable for me to get on my knees, or you don't know how to pray. Sometimes all you have to do is just call on God's name. Just God, 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 Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And the Lord knows exactly what we need. All God wants us to do is have a sincere heart. And I tell you, it doesn't matter how young you are, how old you are, you each can talk to God in your own special way. And God hears you, and that makes me happy about it. This month is also National Suicide Prevention Month, and we know that so many kids and adults go through so many different things. Teenagers and young people and kids in middle school and elementary school and high school and those all over. We want to let you know that we are in support of you and that we are here for you and want you to get the help that you might need. So please reach out to a loved one or an adult. You may be in crisis or feel darkness in your life and feel like you don't have any hope. But God still is the one that can give you strength and hope. And I believe that your life will turn around. So don't give up. Don't give up. There's more fight in you. There is so much more purpose in you to live. And we want you to be healthy and whole. So please, please, please seek out a therapist. Parents, please have conversations with your child. If you see something that's abnormal, if you don't see something abnormal, please have engaging conversations with them. There's so many things going on that sometimes kids feel ignored. And so I encourage you to please, let's make sure that we're a family of God that loves one another and make sure that we're all supportive with one another. And I love you. Please know that Reverend Sam loves you and there's nothing that you can do about it. I look forward to seeing you again next week for another edition of the Kids Zone. God bless you and have a wonderful day.